At 9:30 at night, Bill eventually decided to give up and headed upstairs to the bedroom. His stunning 26-year-old wife, Anna, was getting ready to head out with her friends. Although he wasn't exactly thrilled when she went out with these women on Friday, he was unable to accept it as a new weekly habit. She sighed as she noticed the look on his face. "You're not going to sulk about this, are you?" He gestured to her seductive sky blue underwear and the little frock that was spread out on the bed. She was quite seductive in them. He remarked, "I've never seen these before." She seems a little ashamed. "Well, yes, I bought them just this week." After thinking about it for a while, he went to the restroom and came back carrying her underwear from the laundry basket. "So is this normal for a husband?" He held up a pretty ordinary average pair of underwear and bra. He pointed to the little sky blue bra and lace thong, barely masking her charms, and said, "But you happily bought this for some men who you've never even met before." He looked at her very closely. He took a deep breath. "Unless, of course, this is just another stroll through the night with the prowling gals. Perhaps you've actually made plans to go on a date with someone there." She gave him a skeptical look, and he cocked his head. "No," she cried out. "No one else exists." "What kind of thought process is that?" "So when you're out with your friends, you never dance with other men, embrace them, kiss them, or let them get close to you?" he asked, swerving to avoid answering her question. "How could you possibly put that out there?" She was furious now. "I dare to suggest it because I know more about your friends than you probably realize," he responded. "Two are divorced, one is single, and you make up the group. Do you really think I wouldn't try to bring you down to their level when they're looking for casual encounters?" She hit him. "How dare you judge them?" Calmly, "I'm not passing judgment on them. They're free to make their own choices, as are you." She gave him a wary glance. "So you're advising against my going? How is that even a choice?" "I didn't advise you against leaving. I just wanted to be clear that I think it's improper behavior for a married lady, and that you are being forced into circumstances by your pals that would ultimately damage our marriage." She became enraged. "Are you seriously suggesting that my outings with girlfriends could threaten our marriage?" She quipped. "Stop being such a bastard. I always return to you at home. Why do you worry so much? You're the most attractive woman I've ever met, but you frequent clubs with unmarried girls, which makes me uneasy. Alcohol and enthusiastic men are a certain recipe for danger when added to this." Raising his hand to keep her from interrupting him, he continued. He motioned to her nearly nude appearance and said, "You think this is something your husband should just accept without questions? Our marriage is already at risk. Hey, it's too late now. You're trying to make me late for our meeting at 10 o'clock, which I committed to attend." Maintaining the same attitude, she went back to applying cosmetics. He resolved to try one more time. He said sharply, "You also promised to respect your husband. You seem to be at ease enough to break that pledge. Do you value your friend's sentiments more than mine? Why the devil do you feel this way? Are you not trusting me?" She lost her temper. "I'm simply taking the girls out for drinks. And that's it, for the love of God. Now please leave me alone." He let out a long sigh. "It's just that I want to trust you, but I refuse to sit at home every Friday night wondering if you'll take another step or end up accidentally flirting with some guy. I would never do that." Once more, he cut her off. "Last week, Gail brags on social media about her adventures. That's exactly what she did. And she's one of your buddies. How much time must pass before you begin to think that everything is all right? If I never learn." He proceeded, more determined now, and she just stared at him, speechless. "Please bring me along if you want to go dancing. Please be honest. If all you want to do is mingle with strangers, then let's finish the conversation now." She snapped at him. "You're just being insulting." "No, I'm telling the truth. I don't think you're just into kissing and dirty dancing, and are searching for a brief affair, or, worse, illegal affection. I'm inclined to think you haven't cheated on anyone, but you have this option: go or stay. I have an option too, but ultimately it's your decision. You can party as hard as you want if you go. I'll be gone by the time you return." "And now for it," he declared. He had made every effort to let her know how he felt and how much he wanted to save their marriage. She might choose between them and him now. You're joking. Oh no, she was just as angry as he had never seen her in their 4 years together. No, he mutely said. It's okay if you want to dress like your buddies and spend every Friday night drinking and dancing. I just wanted to let you know that I don't see myself sitting at home one night waiting for you to return. For now, he replied, turning to go. I have things to take care of. I will be downstairs once you have decided. Pondering, she sat in front of the mirror. Not nearly last week, but she hadn't had any sex. She had experienced intense temptation and found solace in a guy. That was all, though. She enjoyed the way men gazed at her when they were dancing. It made her feel more attractive. Bill had to tell her how beautiful she looked all the time since he was her spouse. However, the men in the club, they desired her. They wanted her. Bill was using his laptop to complete an online form. When she came downstairs, it was 8:10. He raised his head. Was she going to stay or go? Her long, thin legs were flaunted by her high-heeled shoes, which vanished beneath a short, form-fitting blue dress. He remained silent. Did she intend to go dancing with her promiscuous friends, or was she going to decline his invitation? She continued to appear undecided. She then started talking. I'm heading out. Tomorrow we can discuss. He ignored her silently as he gently shook his head and returned to his computer. For a few periods she stood there, not sure if he was bluffing. As she walked out, he didn't even hear the front door close. After completing the form, he sent the email, attached the link, and hit submit. After going upstairs, he packed some clothes into 2 luggage. He would inform his supervisor that he had accepted the job offer in Dubai on Monday. While he waited for his taxi, he wrote the following message to his wife's family. Hello everyone. I apologize if you have to learn this way, but Anna has made it very apparent to me that she needs more diversity and excitement in her life than I can offer. I emailed her a link to our divorce statement. Being a member of your family has been an honor for me, but I hope you can understand why I have made the decision to stop communicating with you all as of right now. He had to get on with something else, so he went over to the printer, pulled out a sheet of paper, and scribbled something down. He stuck it over the picture of them taken at their wedding above the mantel. After that, he switched off his phone and walked outside to wait for his cab. Just as Anna was speaking with Gail at a table in the club, her phone rang. If this is Bill pleading with me to return home, she exclaimed angrily. However, it wasn't. It was Karen, her elder sister. Where in the world are you going to vanish to? Karen growled. She retorted, I'm at the club with my friends. So what? Does Bill understand? Asked Karen. Yes, that's right. What's wrong with him, knowing that I'm hanging out with friends? And did he feel joy for it? Karen looked irritated, but she also harbored feelings of affection for Bill. No, he wasn't happy, but I promised to talk to him about it tomorrow. Well, you stupid one. He dumped you. Good luck with that. Check your email if you don't think it's real. Gail was shocked to see Anne attempting in vain to open her phone's email app. Her acquaintance was clearly pale, even in the nightclub's dim illumination. Anna saw the note addressed to her family. Karen had to have called for that purpose. Her phone then rang once more. Thank heavens, it's Bill. No, her father did it. What were your words to Bill? Her father asked for an explanation. You wanted more, and this man treated you like a queen. No, Dad, that's not how it works. All I felt was stuck. You know, I just needed one night a week to be myself. You're in this fucking nightclub. Your husband just broke up with you, and you're going to these damn nightclubs? He questioned, looking shocked. Her father was obviously quite angry. This was the first time he had ever cursed in front of his family. How could she respond? The sounds in the background told me she was in the club. No, Papa. I guess he made up his mind after I left. Daddy, Dad, he ended the call, ignoring Gail and her 2 other companions as she went by on the street. Anna snatched up her phone and pocketbook and raced to get out. In 15 minutes, she was home after locating a cab. She attempted to call her husband on the way, but his phone simply went to voicemail. The house sat silently empty. She scurried upstairs, kicking off her shoes. His shaving equipment and most of his clothes were gone. She went downstairs, taking his wallet, laptop, and phone with her. His passport was missing too, back upstairs. He had forewarned her not to leave any space for interpretation or ambiguity. That night, if she went, her house would be vacant when she got back. He loathed falsehoods, she knew. Since a female had misled him in the past, he valued honesty above everything else, and that's exactly what he did. Anna came downstairs looking completely confused. She was married an hour ago. They were no longer together. She would get divorced in less than a year, all because she went dancing. It was then that she noticed the picture over the mantel. There was a problem. She thought she was going to get sick when she realized what he had done. It was an image from a user's social media account. It included a young man getting down on one knee to propose to his fiancée, but Anna was kissing a man behind her back as he caressed her breasts. Bill had scrawled *LIR* at the bottom in large black characters. So what took place next? Bill left for overseas, and Anna received the freedom she had always desired. The rest of the story, which includes the abortion and Anna's childlessness following it, as well as Bill's ultimate marriage to a lovely Australian woman he met while kayaking in Dubai 6 months later, are unrelated events that may or may not be written. However, there was where Bill and Anna's story ended. I slowed down as I got into my street and drove more slowly. I had been calling and writing to the city council every week, but they still hadn't rectified the dangerous pothole in the middle of the road. Because our street was at the bottom of a steep slope, cars would enter it at an unacceptable speed, and I was afraid that one day there might be an accident. Clearly, this was not something that needed to be addressed because I never heard back from anyone other than we are working on it. Well, maybe I may think about supporting the opposition in the upcoming elections. I saw a big automobile parked in the driveway as I got closer to the house. I pondered whether Emma had received a visit from one of her pals. It wouldn't have been odd because I knew her friends well and they occasionally hung out at our apartment. The vehicle, however, was unlike anything her buddies would drive. After 4 years of dating, Emma and I had moved in together for the previous year. I knew she was going to get a ring soon, and I had intended to propose to her and make it a lifetime commitment. It turns out that she had intended to give me my own enduring memory in place of that. I parked in the garage and made myself known inside the house. "I'm back from work, darling." She and a man I had never seen before were seated on the couch in the living room. Even though I felt terrible about it, I chose not to become upset right away and instead to give her an opportunity to clarify. I was unaware that we had a visitor. "Who is this?" "My beloved Emma, welcome home. This is Donovan Mark. I believe we should speak." My concerns were validated, and I made an effort to maintain my composure since I knew that using violence would not benefit me. "What is there to discuss? You both are aware of how it appears. Therefore, I genuinely hope that you both have a fantastic answer and that I am entirely mistaken. We've been dating for a while, so as you can see, I truly want to marry you and spend the rest of our lives together. But before we make a permanent move, I would like to investigate a few things. I want to let this go while I'm still young and single because I don't want to be 60 and regret all the things I didn't accomplish. I don't want to keep seeing Donovan behind your back now that I've been seeing him for a long. I felt it only right to let you know. In order for us to all be happy, I would want to make you an offer. Do you not believe that we should be more open in our relationship?" "Really? Emma, what's honest about that? It's merely disarray. I hope that's not how you interpret it. You are aware that you will be free to see other ladies if you consent to this. However, I have enough faith in you to know that you'll contact me again. I won't pretend to like it, but both parties need to follow the same guidelines in order for a relationship to succeed. I so have no choice but to pursue my goals. You'll see how much stronger we get if you give us a chance. Even though you're not quite persuaded right now, I have no doubt that in a few months you'll see it as merely a small but positive adjustment to our relationship. Are you even hearing yourself out? Are you not following the proper rules when playing? You're seeing someone behind my back, and you're so arrogant as to act like it's a relationship in order to avoid feeling bad about it. A small reorganization? You are crazy, for heaven's sake. Have you always been so stupid and I haven't noticed it?" Donovan began to say something. "Now pay attention." "No, Put an end to it. Heaven forbid, this is just an issue for her and me. I have said enough. You two leave my residence immediately. I find your presence intolerable. Emma let out a sigh. Although I sincerely hoped you wouldn't respond in this way, I had a sneaking suspicion it would. To give you some time to collect yourself, I've packed a suitcase with a few essentials and will be staying with him for the next few days. You'll know what it's like for, I'm sure. Leave. Emma thought it was best for her to comply with my demands after noticing the fury in my eyes. She reached over to give me a kiss, but she changed her mind when she noticed the anger in my eyes. After leaving the house, they made their way to his car. In an attempt to maintain my composure, I approached the door and stated, "I hope you know that we're done. When you're free to visit and pick up the remaining items, I'll let you know. That thug is not welcome in my home, so I hope you're wise enough to ask for assistance from someone else." Donovan came up the driver's side, facing the road, while Emma moved closer to me by the passenger seat door. She attempted to offer a final appeal. "Please hold off on making decisions for the time being, darling. I understand that you're upset, and I apologize for causing it, but I think that this will strengthen us over time. I'll wait a few days before speaking with you." The loud noises of an engine roaring at full speed cut off her speech. A red sports car slid down the hill at a speed well over the posted limit while we watched. Emma grew silent as she waited for the automobile to pass, the loud roar making communication difficult. As the automobile got closer, I saw that it was speeding directly into a big pothole, too quickly for me to see and avoid. The car lost control as it dove into the pothole and collided with Donovan's vehicle on the driver's side, which is where Donovan was standing while awaiting the conclusion of Emma's speech. Everything I needed to know was conveyed by her startled look. I forced a grin on my lips. Maybe I should still cast my ballot for the present mayor. As we come to the end of our exploration of human connections, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our material. We appreciate your support and hope to see you in upcoming stories.